Most people think that if nobody stops them, everything must be legal. But that's exactly where people get caught out. Modern enforcement often doesn't begin with an officer at the roadside or someone knocking on your boat. It begins with databases quietly checking whether your vehicle or boat complies with the rules. In this video, I'll explain what has become non-negotiable, whether you live on the road or on the waterways, and why today's enforcement often happens without anyone speaking to you first. Living on the road, waterways or off-grid in the UK, Dickie Dread. And this is part 34 in the video series, and we're on chapter 4, driving and navigation laws. So, sorry, bloody place. Okay, road compliance. What is no longer optional? If a vehicle touches a public road, it must meet the basic legal requirements. It must be taxed, insured, and where applicable, have a valid MOT. This is not negotiable. These requirements are enforced primarily through systems rather than stops. The Road Traffic Regulation Act 1984 underpins much of the control around vehicle use, while DVLA systems track tax and registration, and insurance databases are checked automatically. For those living in vehicles, it is easy to underestimate how tightly integrated these systems now are. A lapse in one area can trigger action elsewhere. Untaxed vehicles can be clamped or removed. Uninsured vehicles can be seized. MOT failures can invalidate insurance. The system does not require you to be stopped to take effect. Waterway compliance. What is no longer optional? If a boat is used on inland waterways, it must meet the basic legal requirements. These are not optional, and they are enforced through licensing systems rather than roadside checks or canal side checks, really. On most UK inland waterways, for example Canal and River Trust and Environment Agency waters, a vessel must hold a valid navigation licence, have third-party insurance, and meet safety certification requirements, typically a boat safety scheme certificate for inland craft. We'll cover that in a bit. Like road systems, this is now database driven. Boats are logged, licences checked, and overstays or non-compliance flagged. You may not be stopped on the water, but enforcement notices, fines or removal action can follow. The system does not rely on catching you in motion, records, flags and follows up. So basic legal requirements for using roads and inland waterways have become increasingly automated. Compliance is no longer something that depends on whether you happen to encounter an official. Increasingly the system checks itself. If you're trying to live differently, this isn't just about owning a vehicle or a boat. It's about understanding how the system actually works before discovering it the hard way. In the next videos, we'll look at what has actually changed with MOTs and vehicle tax over the years, how boat safety inspectors really work, and what the law actually allows when you're driving a vehicle to a pre-booked MOT. So we'll be in chapter 4 still, driving and navigation laws. We'll cover MOT, tax and what has actually changed, boat safety and inspection, driving to an MOT, what you can and can't get away with.